What's up, Internet? My name is Michael Cook, and this is Blue Giant Media, and we're here to help you find, learn, and play the games that you love. Today, we're going to set up and play through Pandemic: The Cure by Matt Leacock and published by Z-Man Games. I'm going to set this game up in real time so you can get a feel for how long it actually takes to set up the game, and also so you can step along with me in case you just checked this out from a game library or you just bought it. We're also going to play through the first couple rounds so you can get a feel for the rules, either so you can jump right in and get playing, or so you can get a feel for whether this is the game that you might like to buy. So, let's ready, set, play. Alright, Pandemic: The Cure. This is a dice game version of Pandemic, which is quite possibly, even if you're not a major gamer, a game that you've heard of because it is now so mainstream you can get it at Walmart, Target. I mean, you can even sometimes find it in a Walgreens, your local neighborhood drugstore. Pretty popular game, becoming as mainstream as almost like a Monopoly. Alright, so to set this game up, you're going to have all of the red, yellow, blue, and black dice in this bag. You're going to set this in the middle. You are going to set these around the outside with them being in numerical order. All right. Like that. All right, then you are going to take these two little syringe deals and you're going to place one right here at the end. If this is your first game, you're going to start on the green track all the way around where it says intro. You can also start here for a standard game or here for a heroic game. So this is the recommended setup for your first game. You're going to take this cured diseases card and the CDC, set them to the side. You are going to give each player one of these action summary cards. You are also going to randomly give each player a roll, which has a special power. Once you have been given one of those, you can choose one if you want, or you can randomly deal it out. You are going to take the corresponding colored pawn, and then you will place them in the number 1 spot, and take the rest, return them to the box. You will take these action cards and make a offer space with 3 of them face up. And then you are going to take 12 dice out of the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And each of these dice has a different, or each color at least, has different faces. So the black die, every one of them has one of these faces that has the little plus on it. And you can also see on each of these spaces, it is going to tell you the likelihood of getting that number with a given die. So you'll see that, like the 6s, only a red or a blue can roll 6, and you see there's 2 red dots or red dashes and 2 blue dashes. That's because on the red die there are 2 faces that show 6, and on the blue dice there are 2 faces that show 6. So you can see a red is only going to have 2 faces that are 6s, 2 faces that are 1, 1 face that is a 4, and then the other face is going to be that plus. So for setup, that just kind of gives you an idea of the likelihood of rolling each of these numbers. For the setup, you will take these, any of them that is rolled with a plus at the beginning of the game is going to be re-rolled. Then you're going to place all of these out on the board in their corresponding areas. 1s with the 1s, 2s with the 2s, 3s with the 3s, etc. Alright, if in the setup you happen to have 3 of the same color in any one region, or more than 3 in any one region, then you're going to re-roll some of those. You want to make sure that there are no more than 3 of any color. So if there are 4 of them in one area, you're going to take 1 of them, re-roll, make sure it goes somewhere else, so that there's no more than 3 of any single color in one area. Alright, now, on your turn, also each player is going to need their dice. So, again, these will be unique dice. There are 5 of them for most of the characters. There is 1 character that has 7 dice, and you'll set the rest aside. So, choose a start player. That start player is going to start by taking their dice and rolling them. Now, you can, on your turn, choose to re-roll any combination of these dice, except if you roll the biohazard face. That die is set immediately. You're going to set it aside and increase this peg by 1 space for each one of those that you roll during your turn. They cannot be re-rolled. However, that was a plane. The rest of these can all be re-rolled as many times as I want to risk before I use them. You can roll them 1 at a time, so I can take 1 of these and just re-roll it. And then maybe say, oh, well, those are, I'll re-roll these now. Alright. I can also choose to use actions and then go back to re-rolling, but as soon as a die is used, you set it aside, and then, and then keep going. So each one of these has a special power. So this one's special power is if I roll this face, I can take 1 die from where I am and set it to a plus, the cross, and move it to the treatment center, which you can use dice that are here to get these special events that kind of keep you safe. Besides the fact that it gets them out of here, which is nice. Because if 3 of the same color die or 4 of the same color die get in one region, then that causes an outbreak. So if I were to get 4 ones that are blue, I would take 1 of those ones, move it over here, set it there, and that was my first outbreak. If that causes a chain reaction, it can cause multiple outbreaks. So that's one of the ways you can lose a game, is if you have 8 outbreaks, game over, you lose. Alright, right now I am more interested in trying to find the little, and you can see the 6 different faces that you can roll are depicted on your card. So I have 1 face that is going to give me a little, it looks like the little bottle, like this. And that's what I'm trying to get right now, because that is how I'm going to actually have a chance to cure a disease. So I am going to keep on re-rolling in hopes to get at least 1 of those. Alright, I got 1 at least. So now I can kind of decide what color I might want to be using. So maybe I use I'm worried about this getting overrun, so I'm going to use my plane. Now if you use a plane, you can go to any one of these spaces. If you use a ship, you can go to one of the adjacent spaces. So I can use the plane. It's a little wasteful to go right next door, but that's what I want to do right now. I'm going to move there. I'm going to use a syringe to put this into the to treat that disease. And then now that I have this in the treatment center, I'm going to collect that sample. And then I have these remaining 2 dice. So I could choose to try and I can move another one of these in here. Yeah, I could do that. That's not too bad right now. And then maybe I could take this to put this one over there. So 6s are pretty safe right now. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is try to find a cure. So now I'm going to take all the dice that I have collected samples. So this is 1 sample of the blue disease. I will roll this, and if I had, it's not really any point in rolling them when you only have 2 or less. But if I were to roll all of these and they total 13 or higher, then hooray, you've cured that disease. You're going to take 1 die, you're going to move it over here. If you want to be cool, you can set it as the plus sign. And then you're going to take the rest that you utilized right there from your samples, throw them back in the bag, and now whenever you are in an area and you choose to treat that color, all the dice of that color are going to go into here. And when you choose, you can use that syringe to move them here, and you can use another syringe to take all of them from that color and move them back to the bag. Instead of having one syringe move one and then move one, you move all of them of that color, then all of them of that color, if it's cured. So, and also, once you have all four diseases cured, hooray, you win the game. So the last thing you're going to do on your turn is infect regions. So right now we have 3 cubes showing on this region that we are in, and that's a nice thing is I did not roll any biohazard symbols, so I did not advance this at all on my turn. But I will grab 3 dice, roll them, and add them. And that is my turn. So the 4 things you will do is roll your dice, do your actions. If you are in the same region, sorry, you are here, you can pass samples off for free after you've after you've utilized your actions. So that's nice. So you could collect these blue, then move to me, and as a free action, you could pass both of them to me, so that on my turn I have a chance to roll all of them. Which maybe that's what we're going to do. Who knows? Then the last thing you will do is you will roll those dice, if you have any, and then you will infect regions. So 4 things that you do on your turn. So for your turn, your special power is you are a containment specialist. So it says when entering a region, put 1 die of each color with 2 or more dice there in the treatment center. So all you have to do is enter an area. If it has 2 or more of the same color, you're going to put 1 of them into the treatment center automatically. So that's pretty cool. It's like a free syringe just by moving somewhere. The next thing you can do, there is a special die face that says you get to put up to 3 dice from the treatment center into the bag. So you are really good at just managing these diseases. All right, let's roll for you. All right, so you got 1 biohazard symbol. So we move this up 1. Let's see. Well, you can collect this sample right off the bat, since it's there. Then you can use a boat to move here, which automatically moves that there. Use another boat to move here, which automatically moves that there. I guess, sorry, boat and a plane. And then you can fly back to here, which automatically moves that there. Not too shabby. Then you will roll this. No surprise, you didn't roll. With 1 die, you couldn't get up to 13. I don't know what's wrong with you. Whatever. All right, then you'll finish your turn by pulling out 3 dice and rolling them. And moves to my turn. Alright, so I can collect another sample, which is good. Let's see what we want to do. Now, over here, and we've been sort of unlucky. We should have hopefully been able to roll at least 1 of these by now, but I have the ability to kind of get us some of those. Let's see what we can do here. Move 2 infection dice from any region to the treatment center. That's nice. Here, when entering new regions this turn, move 1 infection die from the region to the center there. That's not too shabby, especially since I have a lot of ways to move. Maybe I want to do that. So I can use this. But I have to be... It has to be in the region I'm in. Yeah, and there's no dice in that region. That's unfortunate. Doesn't give me the most out of that. I am going to re-roll these 3. 1 biohazard. So you'll see some of these have multiple symbols on it. So this one, I can choose to either do the boat or the syringe, which is to treat, either move 1 in or move 1 of the ones in the treatment center back into the bag. Well, I can move here with my boat. Then I can treat with that syringe, and then take one die and put it into there. Then I can choose to take two of these, or we can use these later. So now that I have two of these two events right here both take two. So I could utilize those two to get one of these powers, but I can also do that on a later turn. So then what I will do is give these two dice to you in hopes that you will be able to get maybe a fourth one and cure a disease next round. Then we will take three more dice, roll them. We got a 1, we got a 2, we got another black 3. Goodness, they just keep on coming over there. All right, your turn to roll. All right. What was that special power again? Put up to 3 dice from the treatment center into the infection bag. Not too shabby. Maybe I'll hang on to that. You really have the ability to kind of just move around and do stuff, which is nice. But I think we want to roll I'll go one at a time here. I'm hoping to get one more of those little bottles. Wow. Darn it. Surprised it took that long, but all right. Well, goodness, just doesn't seem to want to be working for us. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of give up here. I don't want to risk rolling another one of those. I'm just going to spend these two, put them back in the bag, to take this mobile hospital. What it says is, when entering new regions this turn, move 1 infection die from the region to the treatment center, which is what I already do whenever I move to a region that has 2. So what I can do is use both of those, or what your power is. You would be using both of those things in tandem. So you can use this boat to go here, which automatically is going to put the second one of that color from your power. Thanks to this mobile hospital, we can take another die, move that to the middle. So now each time you move somewhere, it's going to move 2 dice to the middle. Very nice. You will go there and move both of those, and move here and put a couple of those. So pretty good. But the trouble is, with all of this stuff in the middle now, when we get this, some of those are going to all come out at once. Because whenever, and that gets refilled, whenever you have one of these it's not an outbreak, what do they call it? An epidemic. You're going to take all of these dice and you're going to roll all of them. So it probably wasn't really that good of an idea for me to do that right now, but I just wanted to show you what it's like when you use an event, because as soon as we cross over here, all of these dice are going to get rolled at once, and we're probably going to get hit with a couple outbreaks. So take that for what it's worth. Now I've got to decide. We have a chance to roll those and get the right number, or you can try and pass them to me, and I might get a chance to roll them with 4 dice next round. I feel like it's important for us to try, so let's see how we do. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No dice. So now we will take 3. All right, that's good. Let's see, this says we can return 1 die to the infection bag instead of rolling it, before rolling for an epidemic or to infect regions. So that may or may not be useful. Wow, that's awesome, especially considering the fact that I don't want to roll an epidemic right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bottle up those, Then I am going to treat these, and I'm going to put this over here. So that really mitigated a lot of this, which was very nice. And we got a head start on the black disease. So next, I will, there's not really any point in me giving samples or rolling. So next is infecting regions. And I could move any 2 dice into the treatment center, but let's re-roll these. 6, 5, and 2. Then it comes to you. And 1, 2. So we're going to take all of these plus the number that's depicted on the area you just moved into. So 3 more. We're going to take all those and roll them. So as you can see, that can suck. And boom, outbreak. So all things considered, could have been a lot worse. We are going to fly here, which will automatically move 1 there. Then we will bottle that little puppy up. And we will treat this because we're hoping, fingers crossed, that we're going to be able to clear out all those blues comfortably next turn. So that was your rolling dice and doing actions. You're not going to give any samples, so you're going to move on to trying to find that cure. And hooray! 6, 6, 6, 18, 19, 20. So do that, take the rest of these, and move them in the bag. And so now we are 1/4 of the way through. So that ends your turn. You can take this and roll the dice, fill the areas, and boom, another outbreak. Not doing so hot there. All right, then it's going to come to me. All right, I definitely want to fly to one of these 2 regions and get some of the black disease. But I need more. Alright, so I can fly over there. Let's just fly here. Let's treat and then collect a sample. Now I would really like another treatment. Yes, treat and collect a sample. Alright, now let's do this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hooray. Boom, just like that. We have cured another. If you had any, let's say you had some black dice saved as a sample, they'd also go back in the bag. If we had any here, they would go back in the bag. So now we have the ability to cure quite a few of these things quickly, or treat them quickly, that is. I think that you get a good feel for the game. I could choose to take these and do the 1 quiet night and make it so I don't draw any dice this round to make sure I don't get another outbreak either here or there. So there's a lot of things that you can do with these. To lose the game, like I mentioned, outbreaks can go all the way to 8, or if you move this infection tracker all the way around. And you can also lose if you cannot draw any dice from the bag because it's empty. Although you can choose to forfeit some samples to kind of restock the supply. So those are the 3 ways that you can lose. And once you have all 4 diseases cured, you win. And that is pretty much everything, I believe. And now you know how to set up and play through Pandemic the Cure by Matt Leacock and published by Z-Man Games. If I missed anything in the rules or I was unclear, please let me know in the comments section below. And while you're there, let me know if there's any games that you want to see videos for, whether it's an unboxing, rules, setup, or a review. Speaking of unboxings and reviews, keep an eye out for links to those in the description section. And while you're there, you can find a link to macronovagames.com where you can buy Pandemic the Cure and many other great games. Until next time, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see. And until next time, have a wonderful day.